I'm the guy who invented the thing that's gonna take us out of this place. If you could read my mind, you would know what kind of pajamas I want when it comes to bedtime. Footy, 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 footy pajamas. Footy, 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 footy pajamas. Footy, 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 footy pajamas that let me be what I want to be.
Alright, so Marcus must have told you we're making our own
Moonshine.
Kool-Aid now.
Moonshine. Oh, fizzy Kool-Aid. Jabronis. I've always been told that the best possible audio podcast noise is glass on glass, Ian.
I know, right? There you go.
You did a great job. Crushed it. We're all really proud of you. How'd you know?
I just knew. There's some things you just know, man.
It's just friendly ribbing. Okay,
Alright.
this is an okay glass on glass noise.
Not bad. Could use
Not
more
good.
Fizzy. Could use more fizzy.
It's definitely not good.
It's not terrible.
It's not terrible by any means. I'm not going to argue that. But also not going to say, hey, try this new dope drink I found, Fizzy Kool-Aid. It's not that.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
I mean, it is not so bad that I'm going to make us take a pause from the podcast to go get a new drink for the podcast.
That's okay.
It's not that bad.
So, I got an intro bit.
I thought this was the intro bit.
No,
The intro bit was drinking Kool-Aid.
Marcus, what show is this?
This is Let Me Pitch This to You. It's an idea podcast for nerd people. No, it's an idea podcast where me and my friend Ian usually share our own ideas. Oh, sorry. I was a little forward there. Me and my acquaintance Ian share usually our own ideas that we've come up for with whatever. And this can be a product, but usually it's just stories.
Yeah.
Or occasionally we will reach into it. I'm going to make a commitment real quick, talking about grab bag episodes. Next week's a grab bag.
All right.
It's been a grip since a grab bag.
That's true.
And the grab bag episode is where you guys can send emails to us at letmepitchthistoyou@gmail. And so I blanked on what the frick this show was. And you can send us emails and we'll reach down in and pull out one at random. We roll a die, and whatever one we get, we have to then kind of creatively riff on to make a podcast, make a story or idea and flush it out more and talk about it.
Yeah.
So feel free to send in for those. Next week's going to be one of those. So if you have any ideas last minute, get them in. And we'll get them into the list. I guess I'm Marcus.
I'm Ian.
I have this dope mug.
Marcus, do you
Let's go on the Instagram.
Do you have an idea for? Go ahead and post it. Do you have an idea for this week?
So what you're saying is Marcus, I don't have an idea. Can you stall for time while I think of one?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Ooh, okay. So I have
it's
two
okay
ideas.
though, because I had a baller idea last week.
Okay, I think mine
just killed.
I think mine was pretty good.
Yours was good too.
To be honest, I think the show works better on episodes like that where we both have good ideas.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes one of us will have a good idea, and one of us will have a trash idea, and then it's
for sure.
Then it's okay, well, what's the point of voting? And we already know who won just from that. Here's my idea,
okay.
And we're gonna have to flush it out. But if you haven't seen a few TV shows I'm going to talk about, it's going to be very difficult to.
Okay.
It's going to get really awkward. Anyway, are you familiar? I've talked about it on the show before. Are you familiar with the Bruce Timm-verse?
The Bruce Timm-verse?
Yes,
What's
of that? DC animation.
No.
Okay, you might be and not know that you are. There is a TV show that came out called Batman the Animated Series. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Have you seen Superman the Animated Series?
A little bit of it, I think.
Have you seen Justice League?
A little bit.
Justice League Unlimited.
I don't remember if I've seen Justice League or Justice League Unlimited. I've seen one of the two.
Anyway, they're both on Netflix. Check it out. They're actually really good shows.
Yeah, they are. Well, wait. Which one is the... Because I only watched a few episodes, but one of them I watched the first episode, and it was with Green Arrow.
Justice League Unlimited.
Okay, yeah, and he was fighting the fire creature. That was a cool episode. That made me just... say out loud that the Green Arrow TV show was garbage because Green Arrow in that cartoon was so freaking cool.
Yeah, so
anyway, sorry, I just had to say that because that first episode.
You're good. The whole aesthetic of all of those shows, the whole design and character and everything was created by the artist, the head animator, is a man named Bruce Timm.
Okay, so he's the artist.
He's the artist behind it, and he has a lot of him and the writer, like the head writer for all of those shows that I mentioned as well, is named Paul Dini, and they are actually decent friends now, and they worked on Batman and Superman and Justice League Unlimited. They did all these things together. But I guess we could say like a pitch for an episode of Justice League or Justice League Unlimited. And again, the show's canceled.
Yeah.
Or not canceled. They ended proper. They have finales and stuff. But here's essentially my pitch.
Excuse me. Yeah.
So it's the same character. So like when I mention characters, if you don't know, it's gonna be hard for you. But if you guys know, picture the voice actors like Kevin Conroy and whatnot that we've known to love, but also the animation style of Bruce Timm, the character design and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
It is the Justice League need to raise money for it is something so outrageously expensive that like Quinn Consolidated and Wayne Enterprises and all the other stupid businesses that I'm sure like Justice League members own cannot pay for it. So they're out as superheroes doing they need like a new part for their space station thing in the sky. They have a big thing they call the Watchtower that's in the sky, right? They have to. They're raising money for this freaking new part they need, and essentially what this came from was I was listening to a different podcast. I don't even remember what one it was, but they were talking about some of the coolest times that it is to see characters you know and love in situations and things you never seen them in, but sometimes it's the coolest when it's handled well as a situation you never really thought you'd see them in, or you wouldn't, if somebody just told you, you wouldn't necessarily think, oh, that's a great idea, that'd be really interesting, but it's presented to you in an interesting way, and a funny way, and they play off each other. So essentially, the scene that I thought of was like, you know how like they talk about like politicians and like you have to like go and kiss babies and like win over the public? Mm-hmm. A scene like that, but like, so picture this, like opening scene is the Justice League.
All right.
They're at like a big press conference type thing, like this, like a carnival. They're doing a big fundraiser thing where there's a ton of people around, and there's like a hey, come meet your favorite superhero and like talk to him and stuff kind of thing going on. And I want to see this scene where there's like Superman, like freaking Superman. There's like all these kids and people over there, and there's like Wonder Woman and Flash, and then there's just like I want to see a scene where Batman is swarmed by people. But it's like he's like Batman, so he's like kind of the worst about it. So he's like he like doesn't know how to interact with like human beings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like a scene of like a Kevin Conroy, like that Batman who's like sometimes kind of a softie, like he can be. Like there's a moment in an episode of Justice League Unlimited that makes me cry every time because it's beautifully done, voice acted phenomenally by Kevin Conroy, of course, but like him very clearly like being like, I'm surrounded by a bunch of freaking, like, toddlers and, like, soccer moms trying to, like, win over people to give us money for the stupid space station we have in the sky. And, like, I'm not at Gotham doing anything, but freaking, like, Clark, literally the only friend I have in the Justice League besides Wonder Woman, who, like, they have, like, an on-again, off-again kind of relationship thing going on. And the whole, like, that whole universe. Where, like, literally the only other person who actually likes me as a person is Superman. As Superman freaking talks me into being here, I have to come be around all these freaking kids. I don't know what to do with Batman. Like, it's, like, a scene like that. And then, of course, like, because it's a TV show, like, we can see cool things, like, going on. But I think, like, a show where maybe, like, the villains, like, attack or something at some point.
Yeah.
Of course, like, give it an edge. Like, a show, like, where we see fun, like, carnival-esque or just big, like, fundraiser-esque, like, event things. For, so like...
You want this to be focused around, like, the public, around, like, the community.
Yeah, like,
around the superheroes.
The whole thing will take place roughly at this one big event that's going on.
So like, would the villains attack them at this event?
Yeah, that's what I'm
okay.
thinking.
Okay, kind of like it makes me picture in the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, which was actually pretty good, I thought. But where he's at the carnival and the Green Goblin comes in and attacks at the carnival, something kind of like that.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people around, but it is different because the superheroes are the main attraction to this. But like I want to see like fun things. Like there'll be a fun ideas to like attract money. So like you can go and you like can like a kind of gambling way, but more just like a big money pot. It all goes, but you can throw your money in to like one to say who you think's gonna win in like a race around the city, Flash or Superman. You know what I mean? So like you like there'll be like a race for like Flash and Superman, and then like there'll be like Green Lantern will fly around the city in one of his like bubbles or something. Like like just like fun, quirky things that the Justice League could do to kind of like help and just give the public a fun time and kind of like, hey, give us money, we need this part. Like a PR, like a good press kind of thing. Like also because hold on. Spoilers for Justice League Unlimited. So screw you, because we just talked about you haven't seen it, so watch it. Light spoilers. I'm gonna avoid around it a lot. Something happens in Justice League Unlimited, which is a big move where the Justice League doesn't necessarily screw up, but the public largely hates the Justice League because of something that happens in the show.
Okay.
So like I wanted to like maybe so like.
So kind of like
this would be like a so yeah, go ahead.
So kind of like in was it Avengers 2 or whatever? The public hated the Avengers only in the Marvel universe, but kind of something like that.
Sort of like like a big.
Like was it the same reasoning? Like they destroyed the city or something? Or
kind of but like it's not even necessarily their fault. Anyway.
Okay.
I'm not gonna. Ian? You watch so much TV.
I'll go home
Have Justice League Unlimited finished by the next time we hang out. It is a phenomenal show.
Should I watch them, like, is there, like, an order to watch Justice League versus Justice League Unlimited? Should I watch one before the other?
Here's everything you need to know about Justice... Okay, hold on. I'll do it after the show. I'll have to think about it. Okay. I don't have time to sit here and think.
I'll just... Which was the one that I started? Which one did you say was the one with the...
Justice League Unlimited. That's the better one. They're both phenomenal TV shows.
That's the one I'll probably watch.
Justice League Unlimited is better. I would advise watching certain episodes of Justice League to kind of help you catch up. But we'll get there after the show.
Okay.
So I mean, like, inevitably the people attack and stuff, but I want it to be the more focus of the episode is the Justice League being people and interacting with humans.
Yeah.
And trying to get some of the trust back of the people and saying, hey, like we're here to help you and like we're your friends. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think like it'd be a very fun thing, and then like freaking Lex Luthor or whatever attacks or something happens and they fight, and then they Justice League saves the day, and then they get more money and win. Like I want it to be a very sweet, like tied like a bow, like ending, like one in, one out. Like it's not gonna be a 2-parter, nothing like that. No continuations to it.
I could get behind that.
It's
cool.
For instance, if you're a fan of these TV shows, you'll know Justice League is full of 3-parters. There's like 2 or 3 3-parters, and the rest are 2-part episodes. There's no single episodes, except for there's one Christmas episode, which I think like the Flash is like, I don't even remember, but it's a fun episode. I remember it being fun. I don't remember the exact plot, but the Flash is running around to a bunch of different things, and it focuses on him more so. And like 2, I'm not even going to spoil it because I think it's a good thing you need to watch. 2 of the Justice League members like fall in love.
Yeah.
And it's like actually a decent like love story like to watch. So I'm not gonna spoil it, but they go on like their first date in that episode.
Okay.
And stuff.
So I could get behind that because like I love it in cartoons when they have like they delve into like the emotions of a character or them interacting with another. Like a good example is we talk about it all the time. Yeah, in Avatar, one of my favorite, actually probably my favorite episode of the whole series is Tales of Ba Sing Se, and that's where it's like there's 4 separate parts of the episode, and it's the first one is Iroh,
He's
And,
first?
Like,
it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Keep going. No, you're good. It doesn't matter who's first.
I don't remember, but yeah, one part is like Iroh and him, like, it shows him, like, he is, like, buying all this stuff because he's going to go visit his son's memorial or whatever.
Do you want to know what makes that way sadder?
What?
The voice actor who played Iroh for the first part of that, the reason that, like, they do some of the stuff in that was the voice actor died.
Oh, really?
Who played Iroh.
I wondered because it says in memory of so-and-so, and I
it's
don't
it's
think I
him.
ever
Like,
looked
so,
it
like,
up.
that scene, after I watched it and I watched it again, it's significantly more depressing knowing, like, that whole part was, like, them paying homage to the voice actor who played
I'll have
Iroh
to
for
look
the first part.
if does his voice change, I guess? If it's a different
Not a
voice
lot.
actor. Anyway.
Whoever they hired to play the new Iroh does a phenomenal job of keeping Iroh's voice. However,
it's a new person.
It's a new
Anyway,
guy.
but so there's that episode, and like it's really sad and emotional. There's one with Sokka.
it's
and
hilarious. He
very
gets in a
fun- it's
haiku
hilarious.
battle.
Yeah, it's, and I don't have to get into all that. You can go watch that episode. But it's very like it gets into the characters and them interacting with other people in the city or interacting with something emotionally with them, and so kind of along the same lines. Like, I very much enjoy that.
There's no villain to that episode.
Yeah.
Per se. And, like, there doesn't even have to be a villain in my episode. Like, they don't need a villain to attack. It can just be the Justice League being charismatic people because they're charismatic voice actors who are freaking in colored costumes. Like, they're charismatic characters. And especially in, like, the Bruce Timmverse, like, does a very good job of, like, Batman can be dark and brooding, but he's also, like, a lot less of just, like, a total tool bag.
Yeah.
Like he is in the comics a lot. Like, don't get me wrong. It depends on your Batman. Different people want a different Batman. Whatever. The Bruce Timm and Paul Dini do a terrific job of portraying Batman as a loner and very brooding sometimes, but also, like, not, like, the worst.
Yeah.
Like, but, and see these fun characters interact with people. Just interact with, like, they don't have to be, like, comic book references or anything. Just human beings who live in this fictional world who have these, like, modern day gods to protect them, like, so to speak, and interacting with them. Like, I think just sounds like a really fun, heartwarming story where they kind of all get along and you get to watch the Justice League hang out and play some games and interact with the public. And it just ends.
That?
Like, it just seems like a really fun, heartwarming story. Like, you can see a lot of fun visuals, but, like, nothing, like, earth-shattering happens.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like a fun thing to me.
I'm totally behind that. That's cool.
That's
I
my
don't really
idea.
have any questions or anything. But,
Again,
I think it's
watch
cool.
those shows if you haven't seen them. Phenomenal.
That's pretty cool.
Justice League Unlimited is constantly in flux as my favorite TV show against Daredevil.
Okay.
The Netflix Daredevil.
Yeah.
It literally goes back and forth between those two shows. Like, all the time. Like, whatever one I've watched the most recent is my favorite show until I watch the other one again. And then, like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like, especially season 1. Season 2 of Justice League Unlimited is not as good. Season 1 of Justice League Unlimited is I kid you not, it is the best example of this is a show written for all ages. And I say that in the sense that occasionally there are dirty jokes. There are dirty... the show is literally rated TVY7.
Yeah.
There's occasionally dirty jokes that kids are never going to get.
But, I mean, like...
Well, other shows do that, too.
Yeah, but they're not terrible. It's just, like, it's just
it's just
interaction
adult humor
between characters.
Yeah, but, like, no, like, nothing like... No, but, like...
Yeah.
It is the perfect definition of an all-ages show, meaning they treat the viewer as a competent human being.
Yeah.
To where, especially in the first season,
which is
the whole really rare in modern cartoons. I know, and
like,
I hate it.
Like I was gonna say, like I feel like kids are. This is gonna sound really bad, but I feel like kids are dumber now. And even like my childhood, I feel like I was.
You were stupider than your parents were?
A stupider kid. Yeah, stupider. But yeah, there you have it right there. I was a stupider kid. Dumber than like prior generations because. Like, well, for one, it's just all the technology. You don't go out and do stuff. And now we're getting into a whole different thing. I'm not getting into that. But just, like, cartoons and stuff like that were more sophisticated. And, like,
I don't think
nowadays,
like that's even kids per se. I would argue that kids are not so much dumber as much as the entertainment for them is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so, like, and because of that, they're entertained by stupid, like, cartoons that don't make sense versus, like, a cartoon where there's, like, a sophisticated joke. and you watch the show and you really enjoy the show, but then as you watch it and you get older, you get that you notice things like I've noticed that with cartoons like that I watched as a kid. You'll notice a joke. It's like, oh, that's funny. I never noticed that. But
and another great example of that is freaking Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like Avatar: The Last Airbender, the entire second season is like a conspiracy, like sort of pseudo sophisticated big government to small government argument.
Yeah.
As like an entire second season of a kids' TV show.
Well, it's like communist Russia is what it was supposed to be.
Which is done so well.
Yeah.
Because when I was younger and didn't pay attention to stuff, I was like, this is a great show with great stories. And as a kid, I'd be like, it is very much like that. It is a show where every episode, there's a few one-off fun episodes. There's an episode, like, for instance, where...
Well, like, the one I talked about doesn't really matter. Like, they're just for fun.
Somebody casts a curse and, like, all the grown-ups get banished to a different realm. So a magic user makes 4 Justice League...
This?
In Justice League Unlimited.
Okay.
Somebody makes, like, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and Superman turn into children so they can go back to the real world. And it is hilarious. Anyway, but like, for the most part, every episode has a meaning. There's a point to it. There's a continuous story that you have to follow, and it is the first TV show I ever watched when at the end of it, or at the end of certain episodes, I'll be like, I don't know if the superheroes are right. I'd like the villain, if you could even call it a villain, for the first 3/4 to more of the first season of Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah.
I find myself siding with them more often than I do the Justice League.
Really?
It is a phenomenally done show. It is incredible.
Shows like that are that's cool.
Like, it is the show that I think, like, I've gotten into more arguments with people about Justice League Unlimited being a smarter person's thinking show of, like, a show that matters and being an intelligent person's show.
Now, that being said,
then, like, a lot of shows that people don't care.
on your IQ and your intelligence.
Well, no, like, I know, no, you're not.
That was a burn.
I'm saying,
completely a burn on you.
I'm saying, I'm not going to argue that I'm the most intelligent person. Like, no way. I will argue a lot of things. I'd love to argue, but I will only get angry. Like, I know I'm right. Argue about very specific things. Anyway, like, it is a smart show. Like, if you stop being an idiot and you sit down and you legitimately watch this and think about it as if it's a show that has nuance, has foreshadowing and actual things, you will find those things in there, and they're very clearly presented to you. And it is beautifully and phenomenally done, because it's also, at the same time, being a show that I think is an intelligent show.
Yeah. Also
a show that, like, I can sit down with, like, a 7-year-old and we can watch that and they'll be like, this is tight. And I'm like, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a tight show.
It's a cool show. Yeah, I like.
So, like,
I like
this is that was just me.
That was like a huge tangent.
Yeah,
but that was great. I totally am behind that episode. That's cool.
Commercial break then.
Yeah, let's do a commercial break. And
we're brought to you by SodaStream here at Imagination. The Imagination Warehouse is brought to you by SodaStream, where you can make fizzy anything. Next week on the episode, fizzy milk. What's up? Your turn.
Yeah.
Say something funny.
Break.
Quick.
I don't have anything funny, but you can go.
Oh right.
Go check out Marcus's new stand-up that just got posted on Imagination Warehouse. A new one will be posted pretty soon after.
I got some feedback on this one.
Oh really?
Yeah, people
let's talk about
in person. Oh, I got a text from Mac, and some people at work were talking about it.
I want to know what Mac said.
Mac said one, he thought I was gonna do a different joke than I did, but it was actually feedback from the same joke, and it was all positive feedback. Like somebody was like, that one I like out loud, like belly, like good deep gut, like laughed at that joke.
Okay.
And Mac texted about the same joke. He's like, that one has. He was like no offense or whatever. He's like, that one has more legs. Like that one is a legitimate joke that has more legs than the rest of the jokes in your show.
Yeah.
And I was like, fair enough. I was like, I would actually agree with you. I think that one's more clever than most of the ones I had. But yeah, I got some feedback on it. I was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, thank you guys.
That's pretty cool.
Check it out. I think.
Yeah.
I think this one is sort of better than the last one. I think you get more bang for your buck. There's more jokes per time duration of the show. The last one's like 10 minutes long, and there's like a lot of time when like there's not a joke, there's like a lot more setup to each joke. This one is like 5 minutes long, and so it's just joke over. You know what I mean? So if you
go check it out.
Yeah.
Couple more things to add to. Couple times on the show, Marcus has referenced, or at least once, about like there was a whole story behind him coming up with this show idea. So I started a podcasting blog. Actually today I just like posted. I thought, this would be a cool idea. I've always wanted to start a blog just for the heck of it. So just about podcasting, I could talk about our show, whatever, kind of get us involved in the podcast community. And Marcus had a good idea that we could write about. We could write in there about this story that Marcus has about how he came up with the idea for this show. So go check that out. Go to
I had the idea.
podcastersworld.blogspot.com. There will be a link in the description.
Ian, I have a quick question, and I really, really hope you answer this question correctly.
Keep an eye out for that.
Ian, approximately how much time did you put into the name of your blog? If it is longer than 3 minutes, you did it bad.
No, it's Podcasters World. Podcasters World, but it's on
Blogspot. Is the name of your blog.
Yeah, and it's on blogspot.com. So go to podcastersworld.blogspot.com or /blog. I don't remember how. You guys know how it is, when you have like whatever. It's on anyway.
I'm an incompetent baby.
So go check that out.
Real quick.
And also, go ahead.
This is just a complete side note. I've noticed this. I watched the last episode. I was sure to watch for weird things that I do to not do those anymore, and I already did it.
Coughing in the mic, burping, interrupting.
Oh, screw you, Ian. I did finger guns.
No.
In the last episode, I've never done finger guns in my whole life.
Really?
Ever.
I do those all the time on the internet.
And I did finger guns like 4 different times last episode, and I did it already this episode. And I watched it, I was like...
That's probably because I started doing it a couple times on the show.
What am I... And it, like, oh boy, I'm sorry, guys. Finger guns are the worst. I hate that.
One last thing, guys, too. I'm sorry. We also have a Patreon account now. I don't see how that's funny.
No, that's enough said. Enough said. We have a Patreon account now. Ian, you want to get into your pitch?
Go to Patreon, look up Let Me Pitch This To You, and support us if you want.
We have to sing a song I forgot.
Oh, yeah. What?
It's a commercial break. We sing a jingle.
Okay, if you have a jingle. Let me finish. Okay, so go to Patreon, look up Let Me Pitch This To You. There's a couple different options for pledging money, and there's like some rewards for them, or you can just do the $1, no reward.
Hold on.
But hold on, let me
I'll
finish.
sing it in the jingle. Let me do it.
Let me finish.
I'll sing it in the jingle.
Let me finish.
Oh, dang it. It's not even going to be funny then.
Okay, fine, go ahead.
No, that's fine.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You've been watching Passive Aggressive. Let me pitch this to you. Okay, I just wanted to interrupt you to make that one joke. Go for it.
We have the YouTube channel, but it'd be really cool if we could like put together a website. We need $25 a month to do that. So if 5 of you could pledge $5 a month on Patreon for our show,
we don't have 5 viewers.
We could get a website for this show. But also YouTube's cool too, so I just wanted to throw that out there. That like, I know we joke about wanting money, but that would be really cool if we could just get that amount to pay for a website. Anyway, so yeah, go to Patreon, check that out.
Check us out at Patreon. Check us out at Patreon. Give us $1 and you get nothing for that. Give us $5 and it's a little chat. Give us $10 and it's... Oh, Mug, what is it? What did you say $10 was?
$5. You can go look it up. $5. We'll post some exclusive blooper reels. $10 is a chat with us, possibly Matt, if he would be willing, but I don't make any promises.
Not with Matt, because I feel like if we're gonna convince anybody to give us money, it's gonna be Matt.
And then
So not with Matt.
$20, and you can get your name in the credits of the episode. You're gonna be a producer if you give $20. But yeah, that's it. So that's the end of the commercial break. So I like how you do that, like as if you're like, Ian, cut it right here. I'm like, I'm not.
We don't cut anything.
I can just cut it wherever. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, we also don't cut anything from the show. Oh,
you cut my
wiener joke for the last one.
Now I gotta cut that. You can't say wiener on the show.
Ian, you cut my wiener joke. I forgot.
Because I didn't know if that would be okay.
No, it's all good.
I
don't care.
Because
but I
know that there's kids that watch this show.
You
Because I was just telling you about how one of our followers, their kids, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I don't want to have...
I guarantee you that specific one's okay with it. I promise.
Probably. I'm sure.
Promise
but
that
I don't know
is.
who else. And so I just thought, we should keep it PG.
It's totally fine. It's totally fine.
So anyway, I guess it's my turn now that Marcus is done blabbing on.
Traditionally, that is the format of the podcast.
However, is fair. Okay, so Marcus,
just reinvent the wheel?
You gave your whole book. I'm going to go ahead and give my short sentence. No, okay, I'm going to give you a choice, though, because I have two ideas. One of them I like...
Which one's trash? And
okay. I want you to choose. Do you want a really silly, whimsical, stupid idea that's based off of a song, pop punk song I heard, or kind of a drama, sad, heartfelt, heartwarming
first one
story? Okay, suck it. I'm gonna do the second one because that's the one I like better. So here's the thing.
I'm shocked.
So my idea, a while back. Okay, let me throw this out there. A while back, one of the grab bag. What did we do? That is Jeremy's comedy idea as a grab bag. Yeah, a while back we did a grab bag that Jeremy Valenti sent in, and it was about these comedians, and it was kind of like a drama about their life, and so it's kind of like that. If you remember that episode, kind of like picture what we hashed out for that. But it would be about this single musician. There would only be one of them. That'd be the difference too. There wouldn't be a whole lot of people.
Musician.
A single. No,
he just doesn't have a girlfriend.
No, one musician, meaning like because the comedian idea there's like half a dozen of them. One musician, and it could maybe be like a movie or like a one-season show. Like I want it to have a start and an end.
He's born and then he dies. It's
no. It gets deep. And it kind of have have you ever seen August Rush?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it kind of have like that kind of feel and vibe. Not as kiddish as that, but kind of like it's about this musician. And so this songwriter,
let's give him a name. It's way easier if we give him a name.
Okay.
Especially if you introduce any other characters.
Here's the thing. He dies like 15 minutes into the show. So do you want to give him
Yeah. Okay. Are we going to reference him anymore?
Yes.
Then so yes, give him a name. Ian.
Joseph.
Ian.
No, not Ian.
Okay. Well, yeah. What a stupid name.
Not my name. I don't know what name. You're the one that wanted to give him a name.
Joseph.
Joseph? Okay. So Joseph.
So with an F, not a PH.
Is this songwriter. And he's kind of like an artist part-time. And, okay.
Or sure don't want to call him I can't, never mind, go ahead.
Okay, so he's kind of like an artist, and kind of, it shows at the beginning him trying to kind of make it as an artist, and like, not really making it, and like, but he has like these journals that he's kept of like songs that he's written, and they're like really good. Really, picture like, we know people that are like artists that are really good, but like they don't, obviously no one knows their stuff. So, and this guy has a kid. And I haven't decided what happens to his wife, if he has a wife or not. Or like if his wife died, but he has a kid. And his kid's like, I don't know, 12 or so. And Joseph dies. Like, gets in like a car accident, something really tragic. He dies. And his kid, we'll call his kid John, I guess. John, now, he's looking through his father's stuff, and he's never seen any of his father's songs. Like his father kind of, like he writes them and stuff, but like he doesn't really share them with a lot of people, and he's never shared it with his kid. His kid comes across them, and he starts he picks up a guitar. He teaches himself how to play, and so like the first part of the movie is or show is him kind of teaching himself how to play music, learning his father's songs, and then he signs a record deal. But he doesn't write songs himself. It's all about him making a tribute to his father and writing all these great songs. And
to be a jukebox hero, just one guitar joke.
Because I said what?
No, because you said he goes and practices and learns. I guess the whole point of jukebox. Okay.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
You never heard Jukebox Hero?
What? Who's that by?
Okay, hold on. If we don't have battery in the freaking camera, after the show we're going to listen to Jukebox Hero.
Okay.
It's a great song.
So anyway. And so it just kind of gets into that. It's very kind of like dramatic and not, it's not like funny by any means or anything. And
like this show. Boom roasted us.
And that's most of it from what I came up with. That's why I haven't pitched it yet, because I haven't really hashed it out, but I haven't come up with anything else this week.
So what you're saying is...
Yeah.
We gotta figure out other characters.
So, like, that's the thing. Like, I want it to focus around him, too. And I want it to be very, like, almost kind of sad. Like, this kid has, like a really hard time. Like, his father died. And, like, it's kind of just about him.
And the way that he works through it is...
The way he works through it, and he plays his father's songs. But he also, like... I don't know, like, you could...
Do we want him to get, like, an addiction?
Yeah, like, I didn't want to necessarily say he has an addiction, but stuff
so do we
kind of
want
like
him
that.
to? Like, how depressed and dark do we want him to go before he works out his problems through playing on stage?
See, I haven't hashed all that out, but there'd be a little bit of that, or at least, like, he drinks or something.
He's an alcoholic.
Drinks or, like, some kind of drug. I don't know if I necessarily want him to be like an addict, but... But, I mean, that's pretty much it.
Like, do you want to figure out more characters, or?
I mean,
hold on. I don't know the word I just said.
You're the one between the two of us. Like, I'm the one that likes coming up with the stories. You're the one that likes coming up with characters. So
dude,
if you want,
all I give a crap about is characters. I don't have good stories. As well, just be like, this is an interesting person.
So, like, okay, so based on what I've said, because I kind of want help hashing this out since I haven't done this yet. Like, what kind of character would you throw in there?
There's gotta be somebody who's trying to help him, and he's
like a girl or something.
Oh, okay. First of all, we'll get into like relationships later. There's got to be a friend. It can be a boy or a girl. Like, but I'm saying like not a romantic relationship at all. Who is constantly trying to help them.
I got it.
But until they start to work out their issues, like for themselves, like to show like other people, like you make choices for yourself and are responsible, or like for your own actions. There has to be somebody who is like trying to help him, and he's always kind of just like a definite like wiener to all the time.
I got it. Okay. So him and his father, he doesn't, I said that earlier, I didn't know about his mother. He doesn't have his mother. His mother died like in childbirth or something like that. And him and his father live in an apartment. And in the upstairs room of the apartment, there's another, like it's like one of those houses that's divided in like a couple apartments. In the upstairs apartment, his father's brother lives. I think, it'd be his father's brother. His father gives, he gives the songs that he writes to his brother to hold on to, because like he doesn't really share them with the world. His father dies. Joseph dies.
John goes to live with his uncle.
Now, well, okay, he lives in the same apartment.
I meant to. Uncle lives in the same apartment, so
no, get this. The uncle is an alcoholic. Let's say that, or like, just like, or maybe a drug addict, but he's just like
addict.
He's just a huge jerk. We'll say that. Like his brother, Joseph, like treated him well because they were brothers and stuff, but like John doesn't get along with his uncle and all that, and then all of a sudden his uncle gives John these songs or whatever, and that's how he finds out about his father's music, and then so it'd be kind of like a story about John going through this whole thing with his father, and also his uncle going through like, and he kind of cleans up now because he's trying to take care of this kid, and he's trying to help him out, and that could be maybe like the friend that like tries to help him, and so like he's like cleaning up, and then as the kid gets older, he starts going through the same thing, and so like the uncle's like, don't do that, maybe something kind of like that.
And the kid's like the real worst about it, because he's like freaking like Jonathan's like, man, like you did the same thing. Like, like you hypocrite. Like don't tell me not to smoke ganj.
Yeah, it'd be like
when
that
you are
same
definitely
thing,
a drug addict.
Yeah.
Like you hung out with my dad and were around when I was a kid, and you were definitely a drug addict. Don't tell me not to do drugs.
Yeah. So like it'd be very sad. But it'd be like a heartwarming story, and like I don't know how I want it to end yet, but like I said, I want to have a definite ending. Like okay, the uncle. Okay, I'll say how I want it to end. The uncle dies. Like something happens, and by the kid's fault, the uncle dies. I haven't decided how, but
like
somehow the kid does something.
Of the whole show.
No,
mid-season or so.
Like, at the end of it, like the kid does something stupid and his uncle dies because of it, and so like the kid goes to his funeral, and so far the kid has not made it as like a musician, but he's been learning his father's songs and like playing them locally and all that.
Learning the craft, so to speak.
Yeah. The very last scene is him on stage. He gets like this deal to go play on stage in front of a bunch of people, and that's like the end scene. Like he goes to his uncle's funeral, and he realizes like, oh crap, I actually got to do something like with my, and then like he goes and plays a show, like his first show or whatever. I don't know,
Like
and
legitimate show.
Yeah.
Or maybe like, I don't know. Here was, I mean, like it's your idea. It's like like your hands on the wheel.
Throw ideas.
What I was
like,
so like here's like, uncle dies, or I was even thinking maybe like somebody. So like he has like a best friend, like let's say, right, best friend, and like somebody close to them dies, and through him learning how to be emotionally like an adult, like emotional, like he has like the maturity because he's gone through a whole lot in his life. Even though he's young, he's emotionally mature. And somebody close to him, like their father or something, dies, and he then, through the experiences that he's learned in the show, like kind of goes next to him. He's like, hey, like we can work through this together, like and like you like uses that that maturity, like emotional maturity, to help other people, and kind of learning that and saying like, oh, and he in a way becomes his uncle.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like he is a kid, goes through the crap in the ringer, becomes like a drug addict and like the worst or whatever. Uncle dies, he starts to clean up his act more. Somebody else close to him dies, and he's like, oh, I need to clean up my act all the way and show this person how to deal with this heartache so he doesn't go through the same things that I did.
Yeah.
But that's just an idea.
Yeah, no, I'm totally behind that.
Also, is playing music going to get him girls?
Yes. And no, I haven't really thought about like how he's gonna deal with like female relationships, but I kind of want it to be like he's kind of like a jerk when it comes to female relationships. Like he can't hold a girlfriend because he has all these other issues. Yeah.
Okay, here's my pitch for this.
Wait, hold on. Raise your hand again.
I hate you.
Raise your hand again. Yes, Marcus.
I hate
from
you.
the back of the class. Okay. What's your thought?
He likes one. So like I mean, of course, like he's a huge flirt or whatever, and kind of like a jerk. Yeah, of course. He likes one girl. Or like let's say he plays at like the same local bar a lot, right? And he likes this one girl there, and she doesn't give a crap about his music. Like she thinks he's like.
Let's say she's the bartender, so she's there all the time.
Yeah. So she thinks like the music is good and he's a fine musician, but she doesn't jive with it because like I'm assuming his father was a good person and like a good person.
Yeah, but I want the songs to be kind of dark because like his father's had like his wife died, and then, like he's trying to raise his kid. His brother is like a drug addict and alcoholic and all that. Yeah, very dark.
But they're written from the perspective of this is sad things that happen to me, but like I'm a decent human being.
Yeah.
And she knows this kid. She's like, this kid sucks. Like, and so like she thinks that he's not like an honest person because he's playing and writing songs.
Okay.
So like he wants this, like he likes her.
Yeah.
And all these other girls like he's talented and like the songs are good and stuff. So they like throw himself, and he's like, I don't care about you or whatever. He's like, no. So like the whole time he's trying to get this one girl, and then like as he transitions into being not the worst person, she slowly but surely sees like, oh, you're not the worst person, and like you
yeah.
And there's like a whole arc to it then, to where at the end of the show they get together because he doesn't suck anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, I could see that.
But also like the whole time he can like Sean Spencer, so to speak, just like work his way through a bunch of other girls, and like as the show like as he progresses more, he like hey, like let's not. Yeah. No, he's like, I'm looking for more. I'm looking for more of a substantial relationship. Actually, I don't want to just like go hook up or something. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see this as a very simple, like independent type of film. Like, I almost want it to be one movie. You could do like a season, but like I almost want it to be a movie, so that there's no more continuation to it, and like I feel like that's kind of where it's sitting. I kind of want to go write this as a script now. I really like this idea.
I do too. I'm a fan.
I had the idea originally, and like just the idea of what if there was this artist like like, and he, like, what is this songwriter? He wrote all these songs, never made it. He dies, but what if then his kid takes these songs? And my original thought was, like, what if it was someone famous? Like, what if you took a famous songwriter, like, I can't think of anyone.
Rivers Cuomo.
Let's say he never made it. Like, he never made it as a songwriter. But there's, like, all these famous songs in history that people have to know. And so, like, he dies, and his kid takes those songs and makes. That was my original thought, like, just to kind of give some backstory on how I thought of the idea. But then I never really hashed it out because I wasn't sure where to go with it. So I kind of like this. Like, I kind of like what we've talked about. With it.
The format of the show's phenomenal. Like,
yeah,
it
I
is.
think it'd be good.
It is essentially like, I mean, people talk about all the time, like, writers' room stuff. Like, when stories are often created for TV and, like, a lot of things, like, is a bunch of writers sit in a room and throw ideas and talk about things. And I think, like, this is very much what a show is.
Yeah, very much so.
And and the stories are sometimes super developed, sometimes very underdeveloped, and it's just we throw ideas at it and talk to each other about it, and then call it a day.
And we do video too, so that to keep people from watching because they don't want to see our ugly faces.
No, we do.
If we did audio, we'd get like twice the followers because they wouldn't have to see our faces.
No, we do video because Ian's one handsome boy.
I know, right, dude? It's my awesome.
I did finger guns again. What the frick? Dude, I hate it.
Dude, I do finger guns all the time. Actually, I don't do it. I've only done them on the show, really.
Really?
I mean, I've done them a few times,
We're
but
the
like
worst.
mostly on the show. But I did. I think it was a few episodes back. You had never done it, but I did finger guns. So like, I forgot about the whole dab thing at the end. So I did finger guns. I'm like, oh crap.
Oh, is there an episode that I missed where I do half the dab and you do finger guns?
I can't remember if I cut out. I don't remember how it goes. No, like I think it was before you did the dab. Like I'm like, all right, and catch you later. I went like that, and then you went to go do the dab. I'm like, oh yeah, crap. And
Oh no, dude! I think it'd be way funnier if I'm over here like this and you're just like.
We're gonna end the show like that. You do the dab and the entire dab, and I do finger guns.
Ian, I've never actually dabbed in my whole life, and I'm not gonna start.
Really?
No. Let's wrap up the show though.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to talk about. Thank you, Tim Schoenfeld, for letting us use Footy Pajamas as our theme song.
Thank you, Matt and Mac and anybody who gives feedback on the show. Watch the show, gives us feedback. Like, I'm a big fan.
Go give us money via Patreon. And,
or not.
Yeah, or not.
Or
we could get a website.
Get it Vine.
Cool.
Yeah, just, I mean, overall.
Thanks for following the show. I mean.
Thanks for sticking with us through what parts of last year you did, and.
I'm not gonna lie. Like we do this show even though we don't have like even if we had like 0 followers, not even a handful of people, we would still do it because it's for us and we enjoy it. But it's so much more fun knowing like even if there's just a couple people that watch it and enjoy it, it's like, oh, what did they think of it? What did they think of our ideas? So like, I love that. Yeah,
we can see how many people are watched. Like we're not into like we don't see like rewatches and whatnot, but we can see view count on YouTube, and. We're getting, like, not horrible views, but, like, not great, or, like, I mean...
30, 40 views an episode. Yeah. Sometimes 50. I think a couple of them have 50 views.
And, guys, none of you interact with us at all.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck? Like,
even just comment.
Comment anywhere. Like, if you know us, like, Mac didn't comment anywhere. Mac texted me. Like, great, good. Like,
comment on the show and start a conversation in the comment section.
Communicate with us about the show. Like, it is phenomenal to hear feedback, whether it's constructive, whether it's just, hey, good job. Like, it is just a neat thing.
Yeah.
For us to do that.
Also, like, kind of along those same lines, like whenever I post the show, I always then share it on, like, Facebook or whatever, social media. Like, I kind of want to throw out there and, like, just request it. Like, if you guys like an episode, share it on your show's, like, social media or tell a friend about it, like, so that, you know, not to, like... I mean, we do want to grow our audience and, like, you know, interact with us, but then also, like, tell someone else about it who would particularly like that idea that we pitched or something.
I mean,
you know, try to get people involved.
Again, I
I
always say that the downside to me and Ian's show is it is so easy for me and Ian to both have a dud idea and thus a dud episode in a lot of ways. But I think, like, also, like, a distinct advantage our show has is, like, we've pitched ideas from, like, hardcore high fantasy to sci-fi, to, like, emotional dramas.
To the last one, we just...
freaking, like, any, like... So, like, yeah, very much, as you said, like, you can watch or listen or watch or whatever this show and be a fan of, like, not even every episode of it, when, like, because each episode's different, per se.
Yeah.
Each episode, I mean, again, like, you have more sci-fi ideas, I have more fantasy ideas. Like, that's who we are as people.
Yeah.
However, like, we have ideas that range and, like, go along the spectrum and stuff. So, like, it is also a neat thing that I think is an advantage to our show is you can share it very specifically with people. Like, you're a big sci-fi nerd who specifically likes this kind of thing. Like, you're a huge freaking, the Twilight Zone or whatever fan. Like, listen to this one episode of Let Me Pitch This to You. Like, they do a whole pitch which is very esque that. And I think that's a cool thing. So, like, if you have a specific episode or there's a specific pitch we do that, like, you know somebody, that's very much up their alley.
Yeah, get them involved on the show, yeah.
Maybe they'll like our idea.
Maybe they'll send in their own idea, you know?
Maybe they'll think our idea's crap. I don't care, but, like, share the show. It's a fun thing.
And, like,
I all of a sudden got really cold. I'm shivering right now.
Yeah, your basement's freaking cold.
Okay, let's call it.
When others are trapped in their bed.